So hi, One League of Noise podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Mike Protich from The Violent.
and we're gonna ask him some questions today about their new single, "Think for Yourself." I'm gonna start. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Thank you. It's been great. I mean, we just put it out. We've been putting out song by song, without an album behind it, which has been a little different. But it's been cool to be able to gauge the feedback just on a particular song. We've never really been able to do that before in the past, but it's been a lot of fun. So this song, I think, the reaction's been great. You know, SiriusXM's been playing it a lot. The streaming's going up, and seeing a lot of people sharing it. So I'm happy.
Let's go.
As you
Nice.
should be. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about the single name or cover art?
Yeah. Think for yourself. Basically, it's obviously a lyric in the song, but it was kind of written during the pandemic. You know, when a lot of people were sitting at home and just taking to the internet, and there was an election going on. There was a heavy, thick political climate at the time, on top of the pandemic. So I think a lot of people were venting, a lot of people were arguing, and I could see this, division happening,
Yeah.
on the internet, because people couldn't have real conversations. So it's just kind of like venting, and then people arguing and commenting and disagreeing, and social media kind of creates this place where it's almost like a new form of religion, because you follow people that you already agree with. Most people don't follow people that they disagree with. So it kind of just allows people to get more affirmation in what they already believe, which in a lot of ways religion does. So it's kind of about that, and it's kind of a call to arms to, think for yourself, literally.
Yeah.
All right.
I never would have thought of it that way, but you're completely right. You're able to like make your own echo chamber for yourself on social media. I never even put that together. That's crazy.
Totally.
Can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the single?
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, during the pandemic. I hate to keep talking about the pandemic, but it was a real thing that happened, and a lot of these songs were written during that time. But the three of us that are in the band, we all live in different states. So especially during that initial lockdown, there wasn't the opportunity to kind of get in a room and just jam on parts and kind of feel each other out. So I had to do a lot of it at home, like on my computer, and just recording as much as I could by myself electronically, and then kind of sending them files and like sending back and forth. So it was kind of an odd process, and it was something different than what we're used to, but I think it yielded some great results, because it forced us out of our comfort zone and forced us to write, differently, and not fall back on how we normally would have done it. So I think that as an artist was challenging in a good way. And I think it's, I don't know how they would have sounded different if we couldn't do it that way.
Yeah. Makes sense. So you kind of went into it a little bit already, but if you want, you could go a bit more in depth. Can you tell us where your headspace is at while you were creating this track?
Yeah, it was just a lot of it was discussed, and when you're locked in your home with just the people you live with, and you're barely seeing certain friends, and all you see, I felt like all I saw on the internet was just disagreement and like bickering almost.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a shut the fuck up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where my headspace was. It was kind of just saying that I'm sick of this. If everyone can just, be to themselves, and hopefully we can get through this time.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet's already a negative shit show to begin with, but the pandemic made it
Absolutely
a million times worse.
Yep.
So how do you recommend that your fans listen to the single for the first time? In the car with friends in the dark with headphones on? Is it a party or a workout track? What do you think?
I mean, it definitely has a lot of energy, but there's a lot of complexity to it as well. And you know, if you listen to it with headphones or good speakers by yourself, that's how I always prefer to listen to music. If I want to like actually submerge myself in it and really like pick it apart and listen to it. So I would definitely suggest that if you're a little more cerebral. But it's also got a lot of energy. So if you want to get a good run in or a good workout, you can throw it on for that too. So it's good on the surface level, and it's good, deep too.
100%. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this track for new listeners in 3 words.
Ooh, I think it's, I would say energetic.
Okay.
Groovy.
Ooh, groovy.
And anthemic.
Ooh, I love when people use that word. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good word.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling you want listeners to have while going through the track?
I think empowerment, especially in oneself, to not rely on others, just to kind of feel empowered to, reassure yourself that you can do something without the affirmation from others. Like you can create your own path and your own thoughts and solidify them within yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that. I like that a lot. So while listening through the track, what band or artist influence pops out the most to you?
To me, I was listening to a lot of like new wave stuff actually at the time. Some like Depeche Mode, some Flock of Seagulls, like some really odd like 80s new wave, even in excess. But I was kind of trying to capture a little bit of that, where the drums are kind of real steady and driving, and there's a lot of groove in the bass, to add that like electronic element, and then obviously bring it up to like a more modern time. But that 80s new wave rock kind of was my biggest muse is when recording that song, for sure.
All right.
That's sick.
So you guys actually recently did a Sirius XM virtual concert. What was that experience like, especially like putting one of those together post-pandemic when it doesn't seem like live sessions are the cool thing anymore?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, it was like being in different states as my bandmates. I was just stoked to be in the same room with them and actually play the songs. So like we were kind of giddy at that point, because it's like, man, we've been playing these songs through a computer and like now we're actually in a room playing it and like feeding off each other's energy, and like it felt like being in a band in high school again. Like it was exciting to play these songs, and like they were all new. So on that side of things, that was amazing. But then like meeting the crew that did all the production for us out there in Los Angeles, they really crushed it with the production of it, and allowed us to just kind of do our job, which was just perform the songs. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, and it definitely gave us the itch to play live, because we hadn't up until that point, at least not with the Violent. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun, for sure.
I love that.
I'm happy to hear that. So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station, you're going in. What is your snack of choice?
If you would have asked me this 10 years ago,
okay,
I probably would have grabbed like probably the worst food ever, like candy and stuff, like just something sugary. But now I eat a lot healthier.
Okay.
So I would probably grab like in a gas station, I would probably grab like, if they had some fruit. I know this is going to sound really boring, but like if they had some fruit there, some gas stations do, or like some like almonds, something like that. Like I would probably, it's hard to eat at a gas station. But if I had to go back though, like my candy of choice when I was like eating a bunch of candy, I guess, I love York peppermint patties.
Oh, yeah,
those were like the shit for me.
Yeah,
I love
those are banging.
things,
Mm-hmm.
I think that almonds would be the safe bet because I don't know, gas station like fruit kind of skews me out.
Yeah,
Something
it's always
about
like
it.
mushy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
I think we're just going to keep building momentum and putting out songs. Obviously, we were really conservative with how quickly we were putting out songs because of we were unsure of what the touring world would look like.
Mm-hmm.
But now that touring is coming back and, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of this pandemic, I think we'll start putting out more music at a time, and just building on that and just making smart moves. Hopefully by 2022, we're back on the festival circuit. Like my previous band, Red Sun Rising, did a lot of the festivals for years. And the Violent is just kind of getting off the ground. So this whole year, these last 2 years, we're kind of just like building. And I think by 2022, if it's all cleared up, we should just hit the ground running and really start touring again.
Oh yeah,
100%. I hope to see you guys out there. That'd be sick.
I hope so too.
So for these last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
Sick. So we're going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Ooh. I would probably have either a really good red wine.
Okay.
Like a California Zinfandel or something. Or like a Negroni, which is like one of my favorite cocktails. That would be my, if they allowed me alcohol, like one last nice drink.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I would probably just go straight up surf and turf, like lobster and steak, and just gorge myself until I was going to throw up.
Oh, you froze.
Oh no.
Oh, no, you're back.
Oh, okay. I did?
Yeah. Would you be having any candy with that?
Did you catch the last part?
Yeah.
All right.
Would you have any candy with that?
Maybe some York peppermint patties.
Okay,
right.
Good.
Yeah. You gotta have those,
All right. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
That's a good question. Fictional world. I would probably say I'd be friends with like Doug Funny. You remember that show?
I do not. What show is that?
Yeah, you guys are probably too young for Doug Funny.
Probably.
Maybe.
It was like a cartoon, but he was just like a super chill dude, and he had a dog named Pork Chop.
Oh.
And he had a friend named Skeeter, and it was just like, I loved that show as a kid, and I wish I could like go into that world.
Yeah.
It was like a really weird characters, but that's probably where I would go.
All right.
That's good. It's very wholesome. So I have the honor of
wholesome.
asking. It is. It's very wholesome. It's just chilling out with the dog.
I love nostalgia too. So
be good. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Wow. I think it's probably blue.
Blue. You have a specific shade?
Yes, like a pale blue.
Ooh. Right. Good choice.
Like almost like the sky. Not dark blue. I'm not really a dark blue fan. I like lighter, bright colors, even though I'm usually, well, now I'm in Florida, so I wear lighter colors now, but I usually am dressed in black.
That's fair.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Just tell your listeners to look us up, come out to a show when we start playing again. I think we only got a few right now on the books, but we're pretty much on all social media, especially the big three: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We are on TikTok and all that. But we're pretty much The Violent Music, at The Violent Music on everything. So come check us out, say hello. We're pretty active on there. We like to respond. Yeah, come find us.
All right. Well, thank you for now. This has been Mike from The Violent, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.